in a lecture series of engineering thermodynamics, in which we are studying about the first law of thermodynamics. And today we are going to move further on example based on first law of thermodynamics. So let us start with an example. In a steam power station, steam flows steadily through a 0.2 meter diameter pipeline from the boiler to the turbine. So first we will note here, say in the steam power plant, one boiler is here and steam is flowing from boiler to the turbine. This is just a symbolic form, symbolic notation of the boiler and turbines. This is the boiler and this is the turbine, and data is something related to this. And here this is the section 1.1 for this problem, and this is the section 2.2, and our consideration is within this boundary, or we can say this is our control volume. Now let us see what the data is given as per for this type of arrangement. In the steam power station, steam flows steadily through a 0.2 meter diameter pipe. So the diameter of this pipe is given, say diameter is 0.2 meter. 0.2 meter is diameter of the pipeline from the boiler to the turbine at the boiler end. So at here at section 1.1, the data is given. The steam condition are found to be. So the steam condition section 1.1 is pressure, say P1, it is 4 megapascal, temperature T1, say 400 degrees Celsius, then enthalpy, say H1 is here given 3213.6 kilojoule per kg. So here keep in mind enthalpy is given in per unit mass. So you have to consider that type of equation between the two equation we have. First is the based on per unit time and another is per unit mass. So this is the condition given at the inlet, and also one property is given, say specific volume, which is V1 equal to 0.073 meter cube per kg. So this is the data given at the inlet condition. At the turbine end, so at the second point or the second section, the condition are found to be a pressure. Again here also pressure, here it is P2. P2 is 3.5 megapascal. Temperature T2 is 392 degrees Celsius. Then enthalpy H2, it is 3206 kilojoule per kg, and specific volume is 0.084 meter cube per kg. This is the data given at the section 2. There is a heat loss of 8.5 kilojoule per kg from the pipeline. So it is being lost here. Say it is equal to Q equal to 8.5 kilojoule per kg. So this is the heat loss from the pipe to the atmosphere. Calculate the steam flow rate. From the pipe. So this is the data that is asked to calculate or supposed to calculate here. So at this stage we will start the solution of the data with the equation or steady flow energy equation for the first law, and it is based on the per unit mass, because here all the data is given per unit mass. So the equation will become like this: H1 plus C1 square by 2, velocity is C1 here, plus Z1g plus del Q by dm equal to H2 plus C2 square by 2 plus Z2g plus del Wx by dm. So this is the equation of first law of thermodynamics for the solution of this problem based on the per kg. Now we will put the value, but before going on the value or putting the value of all the thing, let's consider the data, let's consider the terms as per the given condition. So here in this case, as the pipeline is given in the horizontal form and there is not any inclination or anything like that is given, so we will consider the pipe is a perfect horizontal. So in this equation Z1 equal to Z2. તો અહીંયા પાઇપ જે છે ઓરિજિનલ છે પ્રમાણે Z1 ઇક્વલ ટુ Z2 આપણે કન્સિડર કરી શકીએ. પાઇપની અંદર કોઈ જાતનું આપણે સાફ્ટ વર્ક મળતું નથી. સો વી કેન સે del Wx by dm equal to 0 because there is no work transfer from the pipe or to the pipe. So this is our consideration for this equation. After considering this equation, we will use this equation for the calculation purpose. So remaining equation would be h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus del q by dm equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2. This is the only data we have. So this is our equation for the solution of this problem. Here c1 square and c2 square, what is the data given to us? Let us consider here. Pressure is given, temperature is given, enthalpy is given. So h1 and h2 both are here, and velocity is here it is a v1 and v2, but in this case as the area is same, velocity must not be much difference, but there is some difference. So let us first establish the relation because we don't have either of the velocity, either c1 or c2. So for that we will use continuity equation which is a1 c1 stands for velocity divided by specific volume, it is nothing but the reciprocal of the density, equal to a2 c2 divided by small v2. Here pipe is constant diameter pipe, so a1 equal to a2, and from this equation we can derive c1 equal to c2 times v1 by v2. And if we take the ratio of v1 and v2, specific volume v1 and specific volume v2, both the data is given 0.073 here and 0.084. So we can establish the relation in the form of C2, because if we replace C2 with the C1, then we can easily derive the equation. So we can say C2 equal to, here by putting this equation you will get the value C2 equal to 1.15 C1. So this is the relation, and if we put the value of this equation 2 in the equation number 1, then we get the relation like this. Say h1 plus, instead of c1 is as it is, c1 square by 2 plus del q by dm equal to h2 plus 1.15 c1 square by 2. 1.15 c1 whole square divided by 2. So this is the equation we get from the derivation, but what we required here, it is the mass flow rate. So if we can establish the relation, or we can calculate the either C1 or C2, we can calculate the mass flow rate by just putting the value in this equation A1 C1 divided by C1, or A2 C2 divided by V2. So if we get either C1 or C2, we can calculate easily the mass flow rate for this problem. So let us put all the value which we have here. So the value of H1 is 3213.6 plus C1 square is as it is because it is still unknown, plus del Q by M. But here 8.5 kilojoule per kg is releasing, or we can say it is the heat transfer from pipe or from the system to the surrounding. So we will consider it as a negative, say 8.5 equal to H2. H2 here is 3206.6 here, and plus all the remaining data is as it is, C1 whole square by 2. But here this all the data are this and this therm are in kilojoule per kg. So this data is in kilojoule and this is in meter per second or meter square per second. So in this case you have to multiply with 10 raised to minus 3 on both the side. Now make capital C1, or by simply just calculation you can calculate the value of C1 as 125.1 meter per second. So by this way we can calculate the velocity C1, say our velocity at the inlet of the pipe or at the boiler end. Now putting either of this value C1 in this equation, we can calculate mass flow rate. Mass flow rate is equal to A1 C1. C1 say here C1 divided by small v1. So area is pi by 4 d1 square, pi by 4 d1 square times C1 all divided by small v1. So if we put the value, then it is pi by 4 times d1. d1 is 0.2 meter here. So 0.2 square times C1. C1 is the velocity we have calculated 125.1 meter per second divided by specific volume. Specific volume at the 1 here V1 is 0.073. 0.073. So it is equal to 53.8 kg per second. So this is the mass flow rate which we are supposed to calculate here. So this is the problem, or by this way with the help of first law of thermodynamics we can calculate the mass flow rate as well as all the data, all the remaining data. Now we will see another example. Example number, say in this example this is a quite complex because there are 3 components given here. Say mechanism is like this. First heat exchanger is given, heat exchanger. After that outlet of the heat exchanger is directly supplied to the turbine, and outlet of the turbine is directly supplied to the nozzle, converging divergent type of nozzle, and outlet of this it is not given as per the given data. So this is the system, or this is the component we have to consider during our problem. So for the sake of simplicity we will give the section number. Say this is the section number 1, outlet of the heat exchanger is section number 2, outlet of the turbine is section number 3, and outlet of the nozzle is section number 4, and we will note all the data as per the given stat. So here first I will summarize the data as per the given. So air temperature of 15 degrees Celsius passes through a heat exchanger. So air temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. So T1 data is given here. So T1 temperature is 15 degrees Celsius, passes through the heat exchanger. So this is the heat exchanger, passes through the heat exchanger at a velocity of 30 meter per second. So here it is a velocity, C1. C stands for velocity. C1 is velocity 30 meter per second, where its temperature is raised to 800 degrees Celsius. So here the steam or the mass entering will get heated and attain a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. The outlet temperature, say here T2, is 800 degree Celsius. Now further data is like this. It then enters a turbine with the same velocity of 30 meter per second. So the velocity is here same, C1 equal to C2. Here it is again 30 meter per second. There is no change in velocity, and expands until the temperature falls to the 650 degrees Celsius. So the here in the turbine it is expanded, or the steam get expanded until the temperature attains here it is given 650 degrees Celsius. So T3 is equal to 650 degree Celsius. On leaving the turbine, the air is taken at a velocity of 60 meter per second, and it gains a velocity C3 equal to 60 meter per second. 60 meter per second to a nozzle where it expands until the temperature has fallen to 500 degrees Celsius. So at the end temperature is fallen say up to a 500 degree Celsius. If the airflow rate is given, if the airflow rate for the whole system airflow rate is given, so this is the common data I will write here separately. It is 2 kg per second. So this is the mass flow rate given here. Then calculate first what we are going to calculate here, or what we are supposed to calculate, the rate of heat transfer to the air in the heat exchanger. So del Q by dt, rate of heat transfer during heat exchanger. So I will write here 1 to 2. So change in heat during 1 to 2 process, say in the heat exchanger. Then second, the power output from the turbine assuming no heat loss. So here there is a no heat loss, so ultimately we can assume here say del Q 2 to 3 by del T equal to 0, and here in the turbine we get some power output. So at this moment we are supposed to calculate del Wx, or the shaft work, by dt. So second term we are going to calculate here is del Wx for the process 2 to 3 divided by dt. Third one is the velocity at exit of the nozzle. Velocity as exit of the nozzle, so here the velocity C4. So third one is C4 assuming no heat loss. So there is a no heat loss here. So del Q from 3 to 4 process by dt is equal to 0. Take the enthalpy of air H equal to Cpt. So this is the general assumption, H equal to Cp2. So here you can calculate dH by just taking Cp dt, temperature difference with, in multiplication with specific heat at constant pressure, where Cp data is also given. Cp is specific heat equal to the 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and T is the temperature here. Okay, so this is the data given as different condition, and in this example there are 3 components, હીટ એક્સચેન્જર, ટર્બાઇન અને નોઝલ. અને આ દરેકની અંદર આપણને જે કંઈ પણ એજમ્પશન આપેલા છે, અહીંયા એજમ્પશન આપેલું છે કે હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર આપણે કેલ્ક્યુલેટ કરવાનું છે, ધેર વિલ બી હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર એન્ડ નો વર્ક હિયર. એટલે આ કેસની અંદર આપણને કંઈ વર્ક મળશે નહીં. જ્યારે ટર્બાઇનની અંદર હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર 0 એઝ્યુમ કરવાનું કીધેલું છે. ઇફ ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ ગિવન દેન વી હેવ ટુ કન્સિડર ઇટ. બરાબર, પણ અહીંયા આપેલું છે તો આપણે એને 0 એઝ્યુમ કરીએ છીએ, અને અહીંયા dWx છે એ આપણે કેલ્ક્યુલેટ કરવાનું છે કે ટર્બાઇનની અંદર વર્ક આઉટપુટ આપણને શું મળશે. ધ સેમ વે નોઝલની અંદર આપણને હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર છે 0 એઝ્યુમ કરવાનું કીધું છે, અને અહીંયા વર્ક ટ્રાન્સફર તો બટ ઓબ્વિયસ છે કે Wx અહીંયા શાફ્ટ વર્ક આપણને કંઈ મળશે નહીં. બરાબર, એટલે એ પણ આપણે 0 એઝ્યુમ કરી અને વેલોસિટી C4 કેલ્ક્યુલેટ કરશું. તો આ ટાઈપના જ્યારે કોમ્પ્લેક્સ એટલે કે એક કરતાં વધારે કોમ્પોનન્ટ તમને આપેલા હોય તો એ કેસની અંદર સેક્શન બાય સેક્શન એટલે કોમ્પોનન્ટ બાય કોમ્પોનન્ટ તમે ઇક્વેશન એપ્લાય કરશો, રિલેટેડ ઇક્વેશન. એટલે આ કેસની અંદર આપણે સ્ટેડી ફ્લો એનર્જી ઇક્વેશન જો સેપરેટલી એપ્લાય કરશો તો જનરલી કંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ નહીં આવે. અધરવાઇઝ તો જેને કહેવાય કે ઇઝી ડેટા સોલ્વ કરવો આપણને ઇઝી પડશે. સો જોઈએ કે પહેલાં આપણે અહીંયા બધા ડેટા આપેલા છે ઓલમોસ્ટ પર કેજી બેઝિસ પર યુનિટ ટાઈમ આપેલા છે. તો આપણે એને રિલેટેડ આપણે ઇક્વેશન જનરલ ઇક્વેશન આપણે લખીએ ફોર ધ સેક્શન 1 to 2. સેક્શન 1 to 2 માટે સ્ટેડી ફ્લો એનર્જી ઇક્વેશન કંઈક આવું થશે. માસ ફ્લો રેટ અહીંયા m1 ઇક્વલ ટુ m2 આપણે કન્સિડર કરવો છે. બરાબર, સો માસ ફ્લો રેટ ટાઈમ્સ h1 પ્લસ c1 સ્ક્વેર બાય 2 પ્લસ z1 g પ્લસ del q 1 to 2 process by dt equal to mass flow rate at the second, but it is equal here, equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus z2g plus del wx here for 1 to 2 process divided by dt. So this is the SFEE or steady flow energy equation per unit time basis or rate basis equation. Now we will apply this equation for each and every component. Say this is general equation we will write is for 1 to 2, but we will apply this equation for each and every component, say 3 component here, 1 by 1. તો પહેલાં આપણે એપ્લાય કરીએ બોઇલર માટે. આ ઇક્વેશન છે એ ઇક્વેશન આપણે બોઇલર માટે જો એપ્લાય કરીએ, બોઇલર અથવા તો જેને આપણે કહીએ પ્રોસેસ 1 to 2. તો પ્રોસેસ 1 to 2ની અંદર આપણે પહેલાં તો એક કંઈ હીટ વર્ક મળતું નથી, સોરી હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર એક જ મળે છે, વર્ક ટ્રાન્સફર કંઈ મળતું નથી. તો આ કેસની અંદર આ ટર્મ છે નીકળી જશે, હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર એક જ રહેશે. બીજી વસ્તુ કે અહીંયા વેલોસિટી છે C1 = C2 અહીંયા ઓલરેડી આપેલી જ છે, તો C1 = C2 તમને મળશે. અને બીજી વસ્તુ કે અહીંયા જે માસ ફ્લો રેટ C1 = C2 આપેલું છે અને આને એલિવેશન ડિફરન્સ કંઈ આપેલું નથી, એટલે આપણે Z1 = Z2 કન્સિડર કરીએ, બરાબર. તો એ કેસની અંદર આ બંને ટર્મ છે એ બંને ટર્મ નીકળી જશે અને આપણું ઇક્વેશન છે રિડ્યુસ થઈ જશે. ક્યાં સુધી રિડ્યુસ થઈ જશે કે m1 ડોટ = h1, આ બંને ટર્મ નીકળી જશે, ઇક્વલ ટુ ડેલ ક્યુ એટલે હીટ ટ્રાન્સફર ફ્રોમ ધ ટર્બાઇન dt = માસ ફ્લો રેટ ટાઈમ્સ h2 plus C2 square is plus 0 because there is no work transfer and Z2 is also we have neglected. So in this case what we are supposed to calculate dq by dt for process 1 to 2. So del q by del t for the process 1 to 2 equal to mass flow rate H2 minus H1. But here enthalpy we can calculate with the help of this equation. So mass flow rate times H2 minus H1, say Cp times T2 minus T1. Cp times T2 minus T1. Mass flow rate is 2 kg per second times Cp is 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin times T2 minus T1. T2 is here 800 degrees Celsius. Sorry, yes, 800 degrees Celsius and T1 is 15 degrees Celsius. As these both temperatures are in differential form, no need to convert into Kelvin, otherwise you have to convert it into Kelvin. So here 800 minus 15. અહીંયા યાદ રાખજો ખાસ કે અહીંયા જે છે સીપી સાથે આ મલ્ટિપ્લિકેશનમાં છે, અથવા સોરી બંને ટેમ્પરેચર છે, બંને ટેમ્પરેચર આ ડિફરન્સના ફોર્મમાં છે. જો મલ્ટિપ્લિકેશનના ફોર્મમાં હોત ઇન એની ટર્મ, અધરવાઇઝ તો ડિવિઝનના ફોર્મમાં, તો એ કેસની અંદર આપણે આ બંનેને પહેલાં કેલ્વિનની અંદર કન્વર્ટ કરવા પડત અને આફ્ટર કન્વર્ઝન ઇન ટુ કેલ્વિન વી કેન ડુ ધ કેલ્ક્યુલેશન. So with this data, if we do the simple calculation with the help of calculator, we get the answer is 1580 kilojoule per second. તો આ જે ફર્સ્ટ જે બોઇલર આપણે કન્સિડર કર્યું, બોઇલર ઉપરથી આપણને આનો જે આન્સર છે એ આન્સર 1580 કિલોજૂલ પર સેકન્ડ મળ્યો. Now we will apply this same equation of SFEE for the turbine work or for the second component turbine, say process 2 to 3 in this case or in our case. So in our case, if we do the or if we apply this equation for the turbine, here there is no heat transfer, so dq will cancel out. As turbine we will consider both are horizontal and Z1 = Z2, so we can neglect this equation. C1 and C2 we cannot neglect at this stage because there will be a velocity difference during the turbine. So our equation will reduce up to a mass flow rate times H1 plus C1 square, sorry, here we will not H1, here we will use 2 and 3, so it is H2 and C2 square by 2, no need to write Z1 Z2, plus dq by t, there is no heat transfer, here it is already given 0, so no need to write anything here, equal to mass flow rate times H3, enthalpy at the outlet plus C3 square by 2 plus 0 is no need to write 0 because Z1 = Z2 we have already neglected. Then work output that we are going to calculate here, del Wx 1 to 2 divided by dt. તો હવે જેટલા પણ ડેટા આપેલા છે આપણી પાસે અવેલેબલ એ બધા ડેટા આપણે એની અંદર મૂકીએ તો આપણને કંઈક આન્સર મળશે. એટલે કે આપણું હવે રિડ્યુસ્ડ ઇક્વેશન છે, રિડ્યુસ્ડ ઇક્વેશન આવું મળી ગયું છે. તો એ કેસની અંદર અહીંયા જે એમ સાથે બે ટર્મ મલ્ટિપ્લિકેશનમાં છે, ઇફ વી ડિવાઈડ ધ હોલ ઇક્વેશન બાય માસ ફ્લો રેટ, then we can do the calculation easily or it makes our calculation easy. So H2 plus C1 square by 2 equal to H3 plus C3 square by 2 plus del Wx 1 to 2 by dm per unit kg. Now put the value of the data given, but here h1 and h2 for the calculation. Let's suppose the remaining term we will accumulate on one side and make capital of del wx 1 to 2, sorry, here not 1 to 2, here it is 2 to 3, because we are dealing here with the turbine 2 to 3 process. 2 to 3 divided by dm, sorry, divided by dm, so equal to h2 minus h3 plus c1 square by 2, sorry, here it is c2 square by 2 minus c3 square by 2 multiply by 10 raised to minus 3. આ વસ્તુ ખાસ યાદ રાખવાની છે, કારણ કે અહીંયા આ ભૂલ થવાના ચાન્સીસ છે, કારણ કે વેલોસિટી છે અહીંયા મોસ્ટ ઓફ ધ કેસીસ દરેક વખતે તમને મીટર પર સેકન્ડમાં આપેલી હશે અને તમારે એને કિલોમાં કન્વર્ટ કરવા માટે 10 raised to minus 3 મલ્ટીપ્લાય કરવા પડશે. સો h2 minus h3 it is cp dt nothing, so t2 minus t3 plus c1 square minus c2 square minus c3 square. So c2 is given here, yes, here 30 meter per second and c3 is 60 meter per second. So 30 square minus 60 square times 10 raised to minus 3 by 2. And temperature is also given. Temperature T2 is 800 degrees Celsius, temperature T3 is 650 degrees Celsius. So Cp is 1.005, temperature T2 is 800 degrees Celsius. Again here it is in differential form, no need to convert into Kelvin. 650 degrees Celsius plus 30 square minus 60 square time 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 2, sorry, here divided by 2. So after the calculation or with the help of calculator we can we get the answer of this problem as dwx, sorry, del wx 223 by dm equal to 149.4 kilojoule per kg. But in general terms work is measured with in the rate form, say kilojoule per unit time. So to convert it into unit time we will multiply del wx 223 by dt. If we multiply on both the side with the mass flow rate, then we get 149.4 times 2. So the whole answer will become kilojoule per second, and the answer would be here 298.8 kilojoule per second, or simply a kilowatt, because always work is measured in terms of watt in the rate form. So we have to convert this into kilowatt. So this is the second answer we get here, which is shaft work of the turbine. Now we will move on third component, which is nothing but the here nozzle, and this is the 3 to 4 process in this equation. So for the nozzle we will apply this equation for the nozzle. Here enthalpy will remain same, here C1 because C1 and C2 both are sorry, here C3 and C4 will remain as it is. Z1 equal to Z2 we can neglect, as there is no heat transfer it is given, so this term will neglected, or and there is no work transfer also, or there is no work production or work consumption, so we can neglect this term too. So our equation will reduce mass flow rate times H1 plus C1 square by 2 equal to Z1, and this will neglected, so mass flow rate times H2 plus, sorry, this is in 3 to 4 form, so H3 plus C3 square by 2 mass flow rate into H4 plus C4 square by 2, and work transfer is also 0 here, so we can our equation will reduce at this form. અને અહીંયા માસ ફ્લો રેટ બંને પણ ઇક્વલ જ છે, આપણે કન્સિડર કરેલા છે ઓલરેડી. સો H3 પ્લસ C3 સ્ક્વેર બાય 2 ઇક્વલ ટુ H4 પ્લસ C4 સ્ક્વેર બાય 2, એટલે કે આપણું ઇક્વેશન છે આટલું રિડ્યુસ થઈ જશે અહીંયાથી. હવે આપણે કેલ્ક્યુલેટ શું કરવાનું છે? એઝ પર ધીસ રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ વી વિલ મેક કેપિટલ, વી રિક્વાયર્ડ C4. So we will accumulate the velocity term on one side and on another side enthalpy terms. So C4 square by 2 minus C3 square by 2 equal to H3 minus H4 equal to Cp dt, say T3 minus T4 equal to Cp is 1.005 times T3 minus T2. T3 is given here 650 degree Celsius minus T4 500 degree Celsius. And on the left hand side, this is C4 square minus C3 square times 2, because we will multiply all the equation by 2, and in this equation we get the answer in terms of C4 square minus C3 square equal to 301.50 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 meters square per second square here. Here don't forget to multiply 10 raised to minus 3. We forget here because 10 raised to minus 3 is, we have to multiply to convert this in kilojoule. So C4 square equal to 301.50 into 10 raised to 3 plus 0.36 into 10 raised to 4, because C3 value of C3 is given 60 meter per second. Now convert, or if we do the simple calculation, then we get the value of C4, which is 554 meter per second. So by this way we can calculate all the data which is asked to calculate to us. Here for all the component in this numerical, for all the component we have already applied SFW equation each and every term, and make assumption as if it is given or as per the given condition. Okay, thank you friends.